Imagine reading a book with no way to turn the page back. How carefully would you read it? That's your life. You can't go back and change anything you do. This is not a statement of fear, but a profound reminder to make your first reading count. The ink is permanent. The narrative unfolds in real time, and the binding is sealed shut on every chapter you complete. There is no revised edition, no author's cut, no second draft. This is the single most important manuscript you will ever hold. And its entire value rests on the quality of your attention to the words as they appear before you. Right now, this reality can feel like a weight, a source of anxiety, if we focus only on the finality of it. We often live with a phantom limb of regret, aching for a past we can reshape. We replay conversations, wishing we had spoken differently. We linger on crossroads, fantasizing about the path not taken. We cringe at old mistakes, desperately wanting to edit them out of our story. But this is energy borrowed from your present chapter, a chapter that is being written this very moment. And your preoccupation with the previous one is ensuring that the current passage becomes rushed, blurry, and ultimately another source of future regret. It is a cycle of inattention. The key to breaking this cycle is to shift your relationship with the past from one of correction to one of integration. You cannot change the event itself, but you have absolute sovereignty over the meaning you assign to it. That misstep is not a permanent stain. It is a crucial piece of data. It is the part of the story that taught the protagonist a vital lesson, a moment of failure that forged resilience, a poor decision that clarified your true values. Integrate the lesson, feel the feeling, and then consciously turn your gaze to the blank page before you. The past is a reference library, not a residence. To read your life carefully is to practice the art of profound presence. It is to feel the texture of the paper, to smell the ink, to absorb the meaning of each sentence without already skipping ahead to see how the paragraph ends. In human terms, this is mindfulness. It is the conscious decision to be where your feet are. When you are drinking your morning coffee, are you tasting the bitterness, feeling the warmth of the cup, or are you already mentally in your first meeting, rehearsing what you will say? When you're walking to your car, are you feeling the air on your skin, noticing the play of light through the trees, or are you lost in a rehearsal of a future conflict? Every time we abandon the present moment for a future one, we are skimming. We are turning pages without reading them, assuming we will get the gist later. But later never comes in the same way. That specific morning light, that particular taste of coffee, that unique feeling of a cool breeze, those moments are singular and non-refundable. Cultivating this careful reading requires a deliberate slowing down. It begins with anchoring yourself in your senses. Take 60 seconds right now and just listen. Don't label the sounds as good or bad, just let them be. Notice the hum of the computer, the distant sound of traffic, the rhythm of your own breath. This simple act is a rebellion against the autopilot of skimming. It pulls you back into the immediacy of your experience. Apply this to your interactions. When someone is speaking to you, are you truly listening, or are you formulating your response? To listen completely is to give someone a profound gift, the gift of your undivided attention. It says, in this moment, your words are the most important thing in my world. This is how we write rich, meaningful dialogue into our life story. The fear that often prevents us from this careful reading is the fear of the plot. We are afraid of what might happen next, the potential for tragedy, for failure, for heartbreak. This anxiety causes us to live in a state of perpetual anticipation, our muscles tense, our minds racing through hypothetical scenarios. We are so busy worrying about a potential bad ending that we fail to engage with the compelling middle we are currently in. The narrative of your life is not a simple linear fable. It is complex, with twists and turns, with moments of soaring joy and depths of sorrow. To try to control the plot is to misunderstand the nature of the book. You are not the sole author of external events. You are the reader and the main character, endowed with the power to choose your response. Your agency lies not in controlling the storms, but in how you choose to sail your ship through them. Will you be courageous? Will you be kind? Will you learn to find stillness even in the chaos? These are the choices that define your character's arc. This brings us to the concept of intention. If you cannot turn the page back, then you must write the current one with purpose. Living intentionally is the opposite of living reactively. Reactive life is one where your actions are dictated by your immediate emotions, by external pressures, by old, unexamined habits. It is a life lived in the footnotes, a frantic scrambling that leaves no coherent narrative. An intentional life, however, is one where you pause before you act. You connect with your core values. What truly matters to you? Is it integrity? Is it connection? Is it growth? Is it contribution? And you allow those values to guide your pen. This doesn't mean every action will be perfect. It means that even your mistakes will be in alignment with a deeper truth about who you are trying to become. It means that when you look back on a chapter, you will see a person acting from a place of purpose, not just panic. You will see a character who was proactive in shaping their destiny, rather than a passive victim of circumstance. Consider your daily routines. Are they being written by default or by design? The ritual of your morning, the way you approach your work, the quality of your evenings, these are the recurring paragraphs that form the bulk of your story. If you fill them with distraction, with resentment, with mindless consumption, that will be the tone of your book. If you infuse them with small, deliberate acts of care, a moment of gratitude, a focused block of work, a genuine connection with a loved one, you change the entire texture of the narrative. This is how you make your first reading count. It is in the small, seemingly insignificant choices. It is in choosing patience over irritation. It is in choosing to speak your truth instead of swallowing your words. It is in choosing to take one small step toward a dream, even if you're afraid. And what of the difficult chapters? The ones filled with grief, loss, and pain. These are not errors in the printing. They are the dark, pivotal moments that give the story its depth and its meaning. A book with only happy, easy chapters would be shallow and forgettable. It is in the struggle that the protagonist discovers their strength. It is in the heartbreak that they learn the true capacity of their heart. To read these chapters carefully is to allow yourself to feel the full, unvarnished emotion of them. Do not rush through the pain. Do not skip pages to get to a happier part. Sit with the sorrow. Honor the anger. Let the grief wash over you. By fully experiencing these emotions, you integrate them. They become a part of your wisdom, a part of your compassion for others. They add a layer of richness and authenticity to your character that cannot be gained any other way. Finally, remember that you are not reading alone. Your story is interwoven with the stories of countless others. Your actions, your words, your presence become paragraphs in their books. The kindness you offer today might be the line someone clutches in their darkest hour. The truth you speak might give another person the courage to turn their own page. Your life is a contribution to a vast interconnected library of human experience. Make your contribution one of meaning. Make it one of love, of courage, of integrity. So today, as you move through your hours, hold this awareness gently in your mind. You are holding your book. You cannot reread the pages behind you, and you cannot see the ones ahead. All you have is this page, this line, this word. Read it with your full attention. Write it with your fullest intention. Savor the beautiful sentences. Learn from the confusing ones. Find the courage in the scary parts. Let your values be your guide and your presence be your pen. This is your one and only first reading. Make it a masterpiece. Not a masterpiece of perfection, but a masterpiece of authenticity, of courage, and of deep, purposeful engagement. Make it count.